back in September of 2008, I was coming off a really busy time in my life. My band, the Arkhams, just came off a successful tour of Season of Nightmares from Seattle. We played all the major East Coast festivals, that is Heavy Rebel, Psychobilly Luau, Milltown, Mobtown Greaseball. What else did we have? We had Coney Island Rock and Roll Roadshow, Rust Riot. Ruckus in the Woods is West Coast. I'm going to do that this year with my friends. There's other festivals that we participated in. Anyway, so we had an extremely successful summer, and we just finished recording an album, and we had an entire month off. And my friend and I decided to go out to Hipster Brooklyn, Hipster Williamsburg, but we didn't know that we were going to challenge each other until we got off the train. Like, you ever have like that subconscious between you and a friend? You're like, I know that I am going to challenge you at some point tonight. And the challenge is going to be epic. And my friend gets off the L train, right? He looks the first hipster he sees dead in the eye, and he does this. And the hipster just kind of looks at him funny and keeps moving. And then I was like, I'm going to challenge you to that. I didn't say it. We just had this non-verbal agreement that we were going to challenge each other on something. So then at the next hipster, and I do this. But then the hipster asked me, he's like, hey, did you just call me a loser? I looked at him like, huh? I didn't say anything. Did you hear something? You know, I read that when your self-esteem drops below a certain point, you start getting these random images of strangers on the street calling you a loser. Now, I never get these visions, but you clearly do. And that's why you're asking me if I just called you a loser. Did you know that in 2024 we have the efficiency of roughly 250 human beings from a century ago? Now that is assuming, excuse me, guy who, with the hat, you, are you a human being? I just had to ask, because if you don't ask, you'll never know. All right, so just imagine going to sleep and dreaming of the future in 1924. And the first thing you're going to ask your neighbor is, hey you, with the beard, do you play your record player when you go to sleep at night?
Yes.
Okay. Do you use an app called ClickTalk?
ClickTalk, no I don't.
Do you use an app called Facebook? Do you use an app called Instagram? Do you get your news on an app called Tweaker? All right. Do you watch videos on an app called Screwloo?
No.
Do you use a search engine called Loogie?
No.
Do you listen to your music on an app called Spotify? Good, neither do I. If you know this by now, things have changed and they're not where they used to be. Yes, things are different. I know it's hard to see. Things changing, yes, they're changing. Take a look out your door. See the kids in the sun and all the over. Yes, look, take it, let's go. Things have changed today. You say it's now or never. You don't try to make it last. Oh, it's you and something's changed. When you don't, we arrange on everything is everything. It's now or never. You don't try to make it last. Oh, it's you time something's changed. When you don't, we arrange on everything is everything has changed. Take a look at your life. You could be like you live it twice. So they say in 5 years we're going to be living in the pod and eating the bugs, right? My prediction, you can hold me to this. In 2029, you know what pickup lines we're going to be using on each other are going to be? Hey, baby, what kind of bugs do you like? Woo! Bob has the boys. Oh, no, sir. Never listen. It's time to go too far. Or it's not sure. Bob has the boys. Oh, no reason. I try to tell you, you're right. Hello, Rochester, Minnesota. Hello, Taco Jed. My name is Bobcat. And may I please, I'm going to drop this by the window. If I please ask the bartender for another glass of carbonated H2O. Oh, thank you. So, there was a time in November 2011 where a friend of mine and I, Nate, we were working, before I opened up my cab service, right? I worked at a taxi company called Ollie's Taxi. I was the overnight dispatcher. And my friend, who happens to look like Ozzy Osbourne, right? No, he's a spitting image of Ozzy Osbourne. And we made a bet, and I lost that bet. But the loser of the bet had to use stilted language everywhere in their life for 1 year. So I started making up words. So, you know, I'd say within 10 minutes of me losing the bet, right, I called down to the Franklin Square office, the main office. I was in Little Neck dispatching Glen Bell, right? It was like this weird time how they were transitioning. They ultimately conglomerated, and we were the last two standing when Uber became a thing and then the pandemic. But instead of saying, hey, can you send a car to the train? I need a guy being picked up, right? I said, dring, dring. All right, we're going to need an automobile at the Little Neck Locomotive Station. Excuse me? The Little Neck Locomotive Station! What the hell do you think I mean? The locomotive! But then it got better. So then I started taking these aspects of my everyday life and cracking open the words. For instance, rather than asking how many people are going to be in a car, right? Which quantity of human life forms shall be present within the confines of the automobile? Right? And somebody even called my boss to complain. They were like, your dispatcher seems to be using a very peculiar language here. And they thought that meant that I was using foul language. Because other things I would say is, I need to procure a writing utensil, I wish to purchase a bottle of H2O, rather than saying water. I wish to purchase a caffeinated beverage rather than saying coffee. Let me see. I stopped calling this a guitar, and I started calling this a chordophone. I stopped calling these drums, and I started referring to them as membranophones, right? At the time, we worked with a tenor sax player, Hayden from Kings of Nothing, and Ben Jaffe from Eli Paperboy Reed, and occasionally Chuck from Murphy's Law and Sound of the Bar Sinisters, right? These are all great New York bands and New England bands you gotta check out. I called them aerophones. It was driving them crazy. This is for a year, so November of 2011 to November of 2012, every aspect of my life, I had to switch to stilted language. And then, in that time, right, there was a video. You gotta watch this video. It's hilarious. It's about a teacher grading papers, and there's this kid who probably looks no more than 12 years old, right? And he's talking to some chick. He's like, "Isn't the boskage just ravishing? The terra firma, it's splendiferous. Don't you mean it's nice out? Well, yeah." But he started using like stilted language. I was like, that's brilliant, because I can really make a menace out of words I could never get in trouble for at work. they expected me to get in trouble, you know, they expected to hear foul language, cursing, sounding gruff. No, I was the opposite. I was extremely helpful to customers. I just used extremely big words to describe the minutia of things. And this song is about that and so much more. And now this is available on the Purple album. It's called, aptly titled, Little Things. Love, you look different today. You must have changed something. Before I get carried away, don't tell me it's nothing. Little things don't pass me like they should. What I see, don't look too good. Love, you look different today. Despite what you tell me, I see through your expression, things fine and dead. Little things don't pass me like they should. What I see, don't look too good. This is the first time I won't be alive. You see me in your future. Let it look from your past. Girl, you look different today. I know where it's good. Although we're together apart, it's where we're both growing. Little things don't pass me like they should. What I see, don't look too good. First, it won't be the last. And if you see me in your future, better learn from your past. Girl, you look different today. I know where it's good. Although we're together apart, it's where we're both growing. Little things don't pass me like they should. What I see, don't look too good. Little things don't pass me like they should. What I see, don't look too good. No, it don't look 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 good. And even though I added the verse, I changed my vocal pattern around, I changed the fills around, right? It is available like that. I am going to re-record it in the next month, right? With that arrangement, what you hear now, plus like studio production touches, you know, like. Carbonated H2O. Remember, this is not seltzer, this is not soda water, this is carbonated H2O. And then I started, of course, hashing out, there's pedestrian language and stilted language. Bubbles is pedestrian language. So, back in New York, I played in a band called the Arkhams, and we just did a mini tour. We're going to be doing more stuff this year alongside many bands in our scene. We're like a punk psychobilly band. Punk meets surf meets psychobilly. We actually toured with the Turbo ACs, and we almost opened up for Agent Orange this year. And this song is on an album I do have for sale tonight. It's called She's Got the Power. Yeah, 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 yeah. She makes me do what I wanna do. She makes me say things I wanna say. And even though I try to break away, I can't I know I can't stop losing for her. She's got the power over me. She makes me go when I don't wanna go. She makes me stay when I don't wanna stay. And though I try to break the spell, I know I can't. And I know I can't stop the music's heart. She's got the power over me. Believe me. It's all the way I love her. She's got me crazy as can be. But I love her. She's got that shirt and something, and that's the one thing. Oh, hold on. Yeah, 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 yeah. She makes me do things I wanna do. She makes me sing things I wanna say. And even though I try to break away, I can't. Say I know I can't stop do things for her. She's got the power over me. Believe me. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh, hold on. Yeah, 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 yeah. She makes me do things I wanna do. She makes me say things I wanna say. And even though I try to break away, I can't. I know I can't stop the music for her. She's got the power over me. Believe me. She's got the power over me. Hey, hey. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hills are all the good records are. Broken down their hands, I'm on Taco Jed. Parking lots, parking cars. Hills are all the good records are. Hell, hell, hell. Put your soul in the jukebox, touch a word to a prayer. Hills are all the good records spin. Nothing but living without knowing shit. You wanna see the devil's record play? Hills are all the good records spin. Hell, you're in hell, you're in hell. Soul in the jukebox, touch a bird to a crib. Go to hell! Hills are all the good records go. Sitting there waiting for you in the show. Don't plan on dying old. Hills are all the good records go. Hell, you're in hell, you're in hell. Put your soul in the jukebox, touch a bird to a grave. So we had a main run from 2006 to 2013 And then I, of course, I was only going to take 1 year off, but I ended up being a decade off to start a company, right? The company was called Long Island Taxi and Airport Service! Where every day be international talk like a pirate. And if you didn't like it, you'll be mad overboard. If you didn't like that, you can walk the plank. Montrose, New York.
Rochester, New York.
Rochester. I said Rochester. Okay, I meant Rochester, Minnesota. Hey, you sometimes get it wrong. So,
How the hell did you end up in Rochester, Minnesota?
chaos.
Chaos ensued.
Well, if you want the whole gist of it, back in October 2022, I got burnt out from my old taxi company, Long Island Taxi and Airport Service. No, that's how you pronounce it. You're supposed to pronounce it like that, right? I was achieving severe burnout, and I'm like, when was I happiest in my life? I know, when the Arkhams were on tour. That's the last song you heard is an Arkham song, as well as a couple of others today. And I was like, you know what? I know what I want to do, I just don't know if it's in my life. And then, next thing you know, I'm like poking around on my emails, and the festival organizer from Viva Las Vegas, the Rockabilly Festival last year, says, hey, do you want to open the festival? I was like, oh my God. This is the answer to my prayer. I mean, I was like, now, I could either fly there, but I don't like flying, and flying with all this sucks. I could drive out there for a one-off, but that won't build real momentum. So I was like, you know what? If I ever got a sign from God that I need to tour, it's now. Now, that company, I was making sick amounts of money. Like daily, more than most people make in a week. And just the one problem was I was 400 pounds. I looked like this. I looked like a blimp everywhere I went. I was like, oh, right? Yeah, I was literally a blimp. And I decided, you know what? Fuck this. I am going to book a 6-week tour. At that point, I thought it was only going to be 6 weeks, right? So I was like, I was like, all right, Brooklyn/Long Island, those are my two home markets. You know, the L train, like either Otto's or Cobra Bar, they were booked up. And there was this one club that wasn't booked up, but they were like, you could tell it was an inferior event. Long Island, I played my local dive. Well, not a dive, they're nice, they're like a pub. They're the Third Rail Bar and Grill. I was like, all right, Philly, because I know people in Philly, so I thought. Baltimore, so I know people, so I thought. Everything's changed since COVID. So I did Baltimore, then I did Lynchburg, Virginia. That was pretty cool. Then I did Wilmington, North Carolina. Then I did Wilmington. Then I did a bunch of dates in the Triangle and the Triad, which are like the best markets now in the country. Then I did a really bad Charlotte area gig. It wasn't in Charlotte, but it was like Salisbury, North Carolina. I remember playing country bar at 5 at night, and they're like, we like both kinds of music. We like country and Western. So I was like, right, I was like, I don't know how to play this shit. But I improvised, and then I played at a really cool place in Augusta, Georgia called the Soul Bar, and I played at this place in Chattanooga called Cherry Street Tavern. They were pretty cool. It was a Friday night. I got to open up for Billy Allen and the Pollies. That's like a really cool soul band from nowadays. Then the next night I played in Hattiesburg for Lazarus Fest with my friends Bearded Chieftains. If you like modern indie rock, these guys are it. These guys are the GOAT. Then I played, the very next day I played Shreveport, Louisiana and New Orleans. The next day I trekked to Houston. I did 2 Houston area gigs. They were like 100 miles apart, but they were still Houston area. No, I'm serious. Houston is a sprawl, man. Then I had a Dallas gig and the place closed. Then I drove 6 hours to Amarillo and that place closed. I was like, man, I'm a terrible booking agent. I am the worst booking agent you can ever imagine. What the hell is wrong? I used to have, God, I mean, the Arkhams had this guy E-Bomb, who still does our shirts that are for sale over there. He was a great booking agent. He had this guy Anthony from Analog Archives. He had his personal issues. He was a great booking agent. As were the other members of the, I was like, what am I doing wrong? I need to correct this because this is going to be my livelihood. Even though right now I'm dipping into savings every day to pay for this tour, I'm like, I got to make this work. And then after Emerald, I had a really, really good day in New Mexico. It was like April 20th, no, 21st, 22nd was last year. It was a little less than a year ago. I remember having a really good day, meeting the New Mexico scene, and, you know, it was the best day of the tour at that point so far. And then I went 2 days without a show in Tucson and Phoenix. I was just like, let's see what the scene is like. I didn't know anyone, even the people that I did know from the Arkham's years were nowhere to be found. And then I found a really cool place in St. George, Utah, which is like at the Arizona-Utah-Nevada border. And you could tell it was much more sedate, much more Mormon, much more LDS. But I was like, all right, you know what? They can kind of have a good time here too. They may not know how I have a good time, but they can have a good time. And then I got to leave Las Vegas, and I got out to a place called Red Dwarf, where I got to meet my friends, the Rez Tones. Everybody check that band out, R-E-Z Tones. It is a great psychobilly band. They're like psychobilly, but they have like Navajo influences on their music. They're amazing. And I got to see them over for the Rockets, who I know, I'm friends with. And I was like, all right, this feels a little bit more like home as a show than did the last like 3 weeks. And then I had days off. I played people in Las Vegas. And I asked Big Sandy, are you a human being? And he looked at me with dagger eyes. I was like, you know I'll never get to play this festival again. Well, I made some friends there. They aren't as open because I feel like that's, even though it's a rockabilly festival, and rockabilly is supposed to be like punk rock with an upright bass and like more country and blues influences, it really is more like a geriatric home. Psychobilly is where it's at. Rockabilly, I don't know. Rockabilly is more, they were cool, but you could tell it was much more sedate than this. I was easily the most chaotic act on the festival. So then I started trekking back, so I thought. And that's around the time where I met the fine folks at Taco Jed. They were like, listen, we don't have music on a Monday night, but come down on a Friday night. So then I was like, all right, well, how's Friday, June 23rd of last year? Oh, no, that was a Saturday, June 20... No. Oh, no, Saturday, June 24th. I remember my dates. It's uncanny. So, and I played here one time last year, had a blast. And then I drove 10 hours to get to Rapid City, South Dakota, my next day. Because I got to open it for Joe Buck. This is June 25th. It was a Sunday, it was amazing. So then, after Viva Las Vegas, I played Moab, Utah, which was easily my favorite Utah gig ever. And they're having me back in June. Then I had a gig in Denver, and they double booked, and I got the boot. Played in Baltimore, Colorado. That was a really cool place. So I'm still friends with them. I still play there every couple of months. I played Shawnee, Kansas. They were like, what the fuck is this? You know, I was doing my Beatles covers, you know, like, but I guess Kansas City is too north because I could never get booked in Kansas City for some reason. Even on the weekends, even with like everything, I was like, you know what? If I can't get booked in Kansas City, I'll move on. But I have faith that I will get booked in Kansas City.
What's the link? What's the Facebook link? What's this live streaming?
This is not on Facebook yet, but if you could live stream on Facebook, I would
Oh,
greatly.
no, you're already live streaming that right now?
I'm live streaming on Instagram and YouTube. Check it out, Bobcat One Man Band, all one word, Bobcat ONEMANBAND. So then after Kansas City, with Shawnee, Kansas, which is a Kansas City suburb, I then played Omaha, which is a great scene. Omaha, I don't think it shut down for the pandemic, so it's like the Triangle, how you got a good scene over there, the North Carolina Triangle. Then I played in some like wheat field in Iowa. It was pretty cool. Like there was a pub in a wheat field. Then I played in Peoria, Illinois, at a pizza place, and Peoria Pizza Works. They were pretty cool. You could tell the people there were not into it. And then, oh, you're from Peoria, so you know Peoria Pizza Works. Then I trekked 8 hours to Minneapolis to Driftwood Char Bar, and you know they say there's a Minneapolis freeze? And people, that was the first time I experienced it. Man, they double booked themselves. They weren't even cool about it. They were like, we have a unit in I was like, all right, that's cool. You know what? Screw y'all. That's how you feel? So then I drove back down to Champaign, Illinois, and I played record shop, Exile Main Street Records. They were pretty cool. Then, right. Then I played in a place called 9th Street Pub, LaSalle, Illinois. They were very cool. At least the bartender there was really cool. I don't think the owner likes, the normies were not getting it. But the bartender herself was cool. And I guess the dude that she was with, was like, he was King Normie. He was the coolest person in the bar. Him and the bartender were loving it, and all the bar patron normies were like, what the fuck is this? Some guy talking about walking down the stairs backwards. I don't get it. Get me my Normie music. Get me my... Right? So they were checking here Normie music. So then the night after that, let me see, they didn't like it. Oh, then I went to Milwaukee. I did like a 5-hour trek to Milwaukee. And I looked on a show with it was really cool. Chris Head and the Honchos, they were actually really cool. The one thing is, I was like, hey, is there any money on this show? And then the bartender had to call, had to run it up the chain. And I ended up going into my pocket for them because they're the local band. And I'm like, I'm one dude. You guys are 4. I'm not going to, end up going. And then I asked him, I was like, you know what? I paid him $200. He did what? You're a stupid. I'm like, no. Listen, they're a local band. I don't care about me. I care about them. They're my friends. Would you be able to reimburse me some amount of that money? And they're like, well, I'll have to think about it. I'm like, dude. They're four people. I didn't know how we were going to, So again, I am my worst booking agent. Or was in, May of last year. 11 months ago, I was the worst booking agent. Now I just claim that I'm someone else. Hi, my name is Aaron. I am the tour manager for Bobcat One Man Band. So they think that it's 2 people when it's really just me. I just split personality. And, all right, so then I had a really good show after that. Seymour Brewing, it was like 6 hours, Seymour, Indiana. I traversed through Chicago. That wasn't fun, but when I got to Seymour Brewing, they were really cool. And I still play there every couple of months. Seymour Brewing. Ooh, then I played a Juggalo show in Fort Wayne, Indiana. They did not get my music. me see. Ooh, Juggalo Show. Then I played Lansing at Max Bar. When the Arkhams played Max Bar with the goddamn Gallows, it was a packed house. When I played at Max Bar, they had some really good bands, including Boss's Daughter, a really good punk band from Reno, Nevada. Barney Buggers, who were from Indiana. Sorry Not Sorry from Grand Rapids. There was one other band on that band. It was really good. Really good other band. Oh, Swamp Rats. Right? It was a ghost town. But we had a good time that night, the bands. I think I played first, and then you are free. If I could just
I forgot you get a special way.
big screens and just trying not to cook it in seed oil or butter. Huh?
Medicine.
It's tomato. Can't have beans, can't have cheese.
Tomato and onions, do you have onions like pico de gallo?
No onions. No people down. Just onions, tomato, lettuce. But make sure there's no butter or like vegetable oil, seed oil on the beef. I have a really weird diet. I used to weigh 400 pounds, and now I can only eat certain things. So then I played this place in Detroit. Again, no one was there. Then I linked up with Matt from Matty B and the Dirty Pickles. They were an Erie band, Erie, Pennsylvania that is, that my band, the Devil States, played with in 2004. So it was 20 years ago. And we had a good time. We played in Youngstown, Ohio, in a place called Royal Oak. There's like an outside bar like this. It was really chill. Then we were originally supposed to play a bowling alley, but they double booked. A lot of that happened my first leg of tour. Double booked, never confirmed. I was like, I'm a novice booking agent. I'll get good at this, but you gotta give me a few months. Let me see. Ooh, then we played Erie, also no one. Then we played Buffalo, New York.
Lettuce, tomato, onion.
Yeah, make sure no seed oil.
Yes, the seed oils are seed oils.
Perfect.
Soybean.
Definitely no soybean. If you want, I have olive oil in my car. Yes, I do keep olive oil in my car. Trader Joe's spray on olive oil. I try to find the Trader Joe's in the city because it's usually the cheapest for the best quality. After Buffalo, then I played Kingston with the Arkhams, and it felt like familiar territory. Then I played in Nyack, New York, also with Larry Holt and the York Tones. It was like, all right, this is familiar territory. The promoter on that show is a really good friend of mine. I was like, all right, this is normal for me. But back to the music. Here's a song I wrote in March of 2020.
We get some lights going on.
Oh, hell yeah. And there was light.
Huzzah!
Woo! All right, so I digress. This next song, do you remember in March of 2020 when you caught the coronavirus and thought we were all going to die? They're like, all right, live music is definitely not coming back. Well, I'm glad I was wrong on that. And then came the conversation part where I was in a dream. I was on like 4-hour cycles when I had coronavirus in March of 2020. And you got really vivid dreams. Probably the most vivid dreams I ever had in my life. And I was having conversations with people that I had conversations with once 20 years prior, or 15 years prior. These two songs are on the Purple album, and they're about having COVID. Every waking day I trace myself each way, trying to return to you. Looking to maintain while I must ascertain this double life through and through. And it always drags me down in this vicious cycle. I know that I won't be seeing the same things anymore. We all make our changes, that's for sure. I know why I must move on from you. Something in your mind still tells me that there's time to rectify my past mistakes. Even though I know that from this I must grow, no matter how long it takes. And it always drags me down in this vicious cycle. I know that we seeing the same things anymore. We all make our changes, that's for sure. I know why I must move on from you, from you. Now the years are past and the memories are past. I'm trying to reconcile. Every waking day I chase my sense each way on the backtrack all you. And it always drags me down in this vicious cycle. I know we saying the same things anymore. We all make our changes, that's for sure. I know why I must move on from you. We saying the same things anymore. We all make our changes, that's for sure. I know why I must move on from you. All right, right now in this room, who is thinking thoughts? Thinking about the last time I thought of you. Thinking about the last time we were here. All the things I tried to say to you. Don't need a thing with no skin in the game. The game can only be played by two. Turn in my good, but adventure is all I can do. Those two songs I'm also going to re-record because it seems like every like year or so I play a song, right? I've been playing these songs year, day in, day out for an entire year every single day, right? I feel like they each take on a life of their own. To where when I listen to them, yeah, they're the two songs I'm probably happiest with overall. Lyrically, they're about a very meaningful thing in my life. And on the album, I'm happy with the performance. I'm happy with my 20 guitar tracks, my bass tracks, I got to play an actual drum kit. I got to play an actual tambourine. I got to do 10 vocal tracks on each song, organ. I still think that these songs will sound better now that I play them every night. So do we have any Beatles fans in the house? This song is the forgotten song off Hard Day's Night. I swear to God, when I play it, people are like, oh yeah, it exists. But this is probably my favorite song on that album. See, that song, tell me what? Tell me why you got, why you lied to me. Tell me why you got, why you lied to me. It's like, it's sandwiched in between And I Love Her and Can't Buy Me Love. So like you got the song like this just before it. right, so that's on one side of the song, and then the other side of the song is this. The reason why that song never got traction is because of this. You all know that song. Huh? Big Dan Dance? Oh my God, he's part of my scene. I just don't know what he's his songs.
Okay. One of my favorites.
Sorry?
One of my favorites. He's really awesome. He's just makes crazy guitars.
Yes. Yeah.
I got a question.
Shoot.
I found you on YouTube from a couple of years ago doing a song called The Trains. National Average. Do you still do that?
Do I ever?
Well, I always I love it.
over B flat chord, the only way your hands, it makes sense for your fingers, is to hold the, right? But these two notes are over. That's essentially the chord. Carl Rusk was a genius. But he is. You know, I went to, actually one of the 5 best shows of my life was Nashville Ramblers. And he played the Trains. He also played a song by the Mystery Machine, which I like. From what I hear by the Mystery Machine, I like that band's better. Like, Mystery Machine has this one song.
I don't give a shit.
I've heard that. Where have I heard that though? Is it on?
It's on the same comp. It's on one of those Bonk Records comps. Hey, cheers. All right, so you're hip. You're hip to my music. If you like that, anything called Rusk, that's very near and dear to my heart. Like anything that guy touches turns to gold.
Right. We just need to get him to do more stuff.
I know. No, you can't even find the Trains or She's Not Mine on Spotify.
Yeah, right. Okay. Right. Yeah.
There's 3 songs, and only 3, that are on YouTube by the Nashville Ramblers. And there's 3 songs really, really searched by the Mystery Machine. There's a playlist called Songs the Nashville Ramblers Taught Us, where they cover like the Seeds, the Birds. Oh man, one Bird song that I really got to liking through him is song off?
Well, I don't recognize that now.
All right, I rough it up. I do like a punk vibe, you know, like almost psychobilly.
Yep.
When you hear that 2/4, that's what I call the 2/4 drum beat. You know it's like. You ever listen to the band The Goddamn Gallows?
I don't really know their stuff. I know the name, but I don't really know their stuff.
Okay, they're probably my favorite psychobilly bands.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though they only had 2 albums that were firmly psychobilly, and then they moved on from that.
Okay. Yeah.
But those 2 albums are just like the best, and they master that 2/4 drum beat, like yeah, stuff like. Like the song kicks on.
Very cool.
Hey!
Sounds pretty good, man.
Oh, thank you. High five to you.
Hi.
You rock. So I had the pleasure of touring with them and really getting inside their songs.
Yeah, cool. Very cool.
So that's wild that you found me from that YouTube video. That
It's
was
true, right? It's very true.
around. I was a blimp
Yeah,
on
I
that
can
video.
figure that. I know. When you said that, I was like,
Yeah, that was like right as I was, you know, I was getting burned out, and there was no escape other than somehow going out of business, which I couldn't do because at that point I had like 85, 90 drivers dependent on me. I was like, I'm not going to do that to these guys, and plus I want a job here. And then I was like, all right, well, what if I give it to 3 guys? But the guy who was doing more for me for less didn't want it. He was talking to the guy who seemed like he wanted it the most. It's just the other guy is like, you know, he really wanted it too. But I could tell who gave me the least resistance was the guy. And now part of his least resistance was I was trying to get 100 grand, and he only had 30 saved up, and I told him, you know, don't go bankrupt. You got kids in college. I don't want your money like that. Just give me 15 grand for the company. But he didn't raise the fares on my clients. He didn't take more money from the drivers. And he kept my friend Chris, who was general manager with me from day one, intact with the same salary, which is high for everyone else, but my mind is at ease whenever he's managing phones. And I wasn't going to let any old person come in and take over the company and upset the structure, especially with Chris. And he was like, people were like, oh, you're crazy, I wouldn't be giving you double as much. I was like, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, this guy, Steve, absolutely did the right thing by me, 1,000% over. So when I think about, like, yeah, did I take a hit? You know, well, I burned for most of the money I had at the start tour. But I can't believe that you... Right, that's the harmony. It's a major 7. It's a 9 major 7. How most 9 chords are like this. I'm going to learn that song because I'm coming back to Minnesota in November. Or no, October. It's October. I'll never come to Minnesota in November.
Today's cold enough.
Huh?
It's cold enough today.
Right. Oh, this is
You
fine.
don't need to come to
But like October 15th, that's fine for Minnesota. Anything later, I mean, of course, I'm doing a Halloween show in Minot, North Dakota. But then I go west and then I go south. If it's November 15th and you're in Colorado and you're going south, you're fine. If it's no, you know, if you're going north, you're crazy. That's nuts. I can't believe that you heard that video. Like, around that time, I was.
Well, and that's so I just clicked subscribe way back then, and so then eventually I started seeing you pop up every day in a different town. And I'm like, who is this? What is going on? You know?
That's nuts. And you guys are from.
So here's the complicated thing. We actually
What part of Wisconsin are you from?
Appleton. So
I was just out that way, Oshkosh.
Oshkosh, and we missed it. You know, that was a bummer. But then, like a week ago, you started showing up in Wisconsin on my YouTube, right? And so I'm like, all right. I feel like you can come to Oshkosh again. I thought maybe, well, it didn't happen. But here's the thing: we're in town to visit relatives in Rochester, her relatives, and it was like, you're here. I'm like, well, we gotta go do that. So like, we shouldn't be here tonight, but we are.
Amazing.
Yeah. So,
Dude, that is amazing that you found me through that and you knew I was.
yeah, and then I just kind of,
Oh, hey.
followed you because
Oh, yeah, sure.
yeah.
We need merch too whenever you're ready.
Oh, yeah. Here, come with me. Step into my office.
We've been playing for 2.5 hours already. Anyway,
I can go. I have. Oh, it's off my foot. Let's stop the live stream.
Yeah, we've actually watched quite a few.
Really?